Hello and welcome, Paul here, and today I am going to be going over the mod Star Wars Conquest The New Order Edition. This is a mod for Mount and Blade Warband, and as you can tell by the name, it is based on Star Wars Conquest, a mod that was made for the original Mount and Blade and then eventually ported over to Warband. Unfortunately, it hasn't been updated in quite some time. But I've done some video series on it. I've had a lot of fun. It's definitely one of my favourite mods for Mount and Blade. Maybe my favourite one. Now, this was developed by Camus, and I apologise if I've messed up your name. I tend to butcher names. It's just a bad trait of mine, so I do apologise for that. But before I jump into the game and show you what's changed, I'm just going to go down the list of major changes that are shown on the ModDB page. Now that is linked in the description of this video, should you wish to check it out yourselves. Probably the biggest changes is that the campaign is more based around the Warband campaign AI, as well as scripts and triggers used in Viking Conquest, so it's a bit of a mishmash, but should deliver a better experience. All diplomacy features are in-game, as far as I can tell. Now, I don't really mess around with diplomacy. It is a mod that is available in pretty much every mod that you ever play for Warband. But unfortunately, I'm a bad player, and I have no clue because I never use diplomacy, but all of the diplomacy features are in game, so if you use diplomacy, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't, just do a quick search for Warband diplomacy and you'll get all the answers you could possibly want. There are new mercenary camps, and Jedi and Sith troops have been removed from the game. Now, from my understanding, the developer wants to add a lore-based system as far as Jedi and Sith go, so how you recruit those will be different eventually. Right now they're just not in the game, although I believe you can enable the old style, which would be capturing a planet and building a temple on there and then recruiting the troops from the garrison once they were created or trained. And the same goes for force powers. Force powers have been removed from the game, or at least the old style that were featured in Star Wars Conquest, and a new system has been made or is currently being made. Now I can show you what they've got so far via enabling it via menu options in game, although how you actually obtain these force powers in the future, I don't know. I can speculate, but I'll talk about that a little later. But going down the rest of the list, there is dodge rolling, there is auto fire has been modified, you can swap between semi and fully automatic for most weapons, grenades and rocket launchers based on code from Sebastian and Highlander, there's weapon stats, UI has been added, a lot of tweaking, a lot of changes, a lot of assets brought in from other games, or other mods I should say, such as Bear Force 2, Turmoil Across the Stars, whole bunch of stuff, and it really does look great. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and start a game here. Rather than talking about it, I would rather show you, because at the core, this game is pretty much the same as Star Wars Conquest. There's just been a few changes here and there that make quite a big difference, and it looks so much better. Like, the assets they've got in here just look amazing, and I am really eager to actually give this a proper playthrough at some point. So we'll be going ahead and making a character. Just for the sake of showing you this, I'm going to go human male, because if I go any other race, I'll get a message pop up saying I'm wearing inappropriate armor or weapons. So we'll just make him a soldier. Now, you can remain independent or you can join one of these factions, and depending on which you join, you'll have like a different starting scene. We'll just remain independent for now. But I'm not really bothered about what I do here. I'm just going to dump points in. Anywhere will do. And just give my name of Test, as I always do. Now, you may notice this one here is blanked out. This used to be the old Force Powers skill. That has been removed. Deflection is in here, that apparently allows you to deflect with lightsabers or energy shields. Haven't actually used that yet, so I can't really comment on it, but we'll give it a go at some point. This is my character, we're fine with that, although if you do go back on these skills, you can get all these cool different looks here, but they were always in the game as far as I'm aware. So, let's start my adventure. And as we start, we are being attacked by Tusken Raiders. Now, as I said, if you join a different faction, you'll get a different starting scene. If you're playing as Rebel, you'll be attacked by Imperials. If you're playing Imperials, you'll be attacked by Rebels. If you're playing as the Hutt Cartel, you will be driving out a rival gang. So we will actually participate in this, although you can choose not to, which is a nice option. So here we are. As you can see, the clothing that everyone's wearing looks a little more sharp than it used to be. And I have this rifle here, and this rifle is currently set to fully automatic. I don't know the hotkey to switch off it, but let me show you what this can do. It is pretty beastly. It is pretty beastly indeed. Look at that. A new feature as well, combat roll, as I mentioned earlier. Combat roll is based on your athletic skill. There's a cooldown, so the higher your athletic skill is, the shorter the time you've got to wait between using combat roll. And you might be able to see there, with every shot I do on an enemy, you see the sparks and the puffs of smoke, which is a very, very Star Wars-esque feature that I like very much. Adds quite a bit to the battles, in my opinion. I quite like this fully automatic rifle though. That is pretty cool. Now the rest of the enemy are kind of, I don't know where they are. Probably bugged, hiding around corners. Combat roll in first person is very weird. I do have cheats enabled, so we're just going to kill everyone else that's alive. 2 Tusken warriors. So the battle is over. Oh, what a mess. So we can continue onwards. The Hutt Cartel has declared war against the Rebel Alliance. Now, there are bugs. This is a pretty early release of this mod. So when you start, you'll go to war and to peace with various factions. You just have to keep clicking through, eventually it will go away. But there we go. So okay, the first thing I would like to show is just how characters look now. They do look a little bit different than before. So let me go to, and as I said, I have cheats enabled for this purpose of showing you this game. So we're going to go to Mandalore, we're going to go to the Cantina. And you can see some new clothes on different characters, and clothes that you've seen before have been updated a little bit. Wookiees though, Wookiees look absolutely badass. They've had a overhaul, a new model. They look amazing. They look scary compared to how they used to look. In fact, I think this is how they used to look, or similar. No, I think they look a bit more... That's just a female Wookiee, but they used to look a bit kind of like that, but skinnier. Gamorreans have been updated as well. They're a lot more leaner now, they're no longer kind of fat, but they apparently have a better chance of getting close to you. They've got like improved iron flesh. You can see the vibro axe on his hip there. Quite nice. Twi'leks look kind of cool now as well. Mostly the female Twi'leks, if I can find any. But it doesn't look like there's any in here. And Trandoshans also look cool. They've got the claws, they've got the feet. Their armor looks badass. the textures on their head. The vibro blade on his back looks cool. I want to show you that Wookiee though, if I can get him up. There he is, look at him. Oh god. Yeah, that ain't gonna work, but he looks like an absolute monster. He looks great. So let's go to Mandalore, let's go look at the marketplace. Have a look at the armor. It's really hard to tell here, but armor looks so much better now on characters. But this is the Twi'lek I was talking about. The Twi'leks look better. Very difficult to show it off here. So I think what we'll do is we will try to get into a fight somewhere. Or even fights are very hard to show off what people have. So what we'll do is we'll go to the test menu and we'll give troops. I'm going to take Imperials, Rebels, Hutts and Mercs if I can. And we'll just enable where everyone is and we'll go fight these pirates. Even with cheats I can't catch him. What is that? Go. No escape this time. Okay, wait. So, of course, because I'm wounded, I can't actually... That was a bit of a fail. Put some points into strength. There we go. Give me some iron flesh so that ain't gonna happen again. Points into charisma. Leadership up. Go. Alright, so I should be able to just jump after Jawas. They're really not making this easy for me, are they?
Everyone is ready for battle.
So we'll fight on the ship. So if I can just... Vision placement, there we go. Everyone hold this position. So... As you can see, the armor and gear on some of these guys looks so much better already. Like this chest and what he's wearing looks very, very cool indeed. The Stormtrooper armor, it looks a bit more worn, it looks a bit more beat up, it looks very nice indeed if you look at it up close. These are some pretty nice changes. The Rebels don't look too bad either, Hutt Militia look decent. So basically all of the armor assets have been overhauled and they look pretty damn good, in my opinion. Okay, so battle is over. Now, shipyards still work the same. You can go to a shipyard, you can look at the available ships and you can buy and upgrade. We can actually go to the merchants and they still have all the same stuff as before. One of the things I like is the fact that HK body armor actually works now. And I have hands, because if you remember when I played this last, I could make like a HK droid, but he wouldn't have any hands. It looked weird. So we can get that. There we go. Now I look like HK-47, and it looks awesome. I must have pressed the button that switches it between full auto and non-full auto. Don't quite know what that was, but that's fine. We've got the Force-sensitive trainer still. Now these force powers are still here, although it does require, you know, that force power that's been dotted out. But apparently you can enable that in the options. All of these are still the same. However, if you go to the Plastic Surgeon, this option here, I'd like to customize my equipment. I don't quite understand what that does. I haven't found any compatible equipment, but that is an option. If I have a quick look at the characters available, things have been changed. In fact, Chewbacca looks awesome as well. Bosk, as his textures are kind of updated now. Boba Fett looks the same as before. Mandalorian armor looks the same as it used to be. But a lot of these characters have been updated just a little bit. Darth Vader, for instance, he used to appear as a green person because his textures weren't loading properly. Now they load. He looks very cool indeed. And, Jabba. Han Solo's looking a bit ragged. My god. Jabba the Hutt, you can't really tell there. I don't recognize this person, that's new. Yoda. Looks like an updated model. Maybe it's just shaders, I don't know, but everything looks a lot different than I remember it being. So we go to the test menu and I have a look at the view all items. We switch over to armor, you can see all the armor here. Very difficult to see it, quite tiny, but it does look pretty nice. It looks great in game, that's my biggest takeaway, and hopefully everyone likes it. You can see all the Twi'leks here. Again, it's very small, very difficult to see, but it does look badass in game. So yeah, a lot of the neutral armor just looks insanely cool. I kind of want to play and make a mercenary. A lot of different coloured Jedi robes now. And Sith Knight robes. Wookiee stuff. Few droids have been repainted. Recolored. Transitions look amazing. There we go, Yoda and Jabba. And there's Rancors. But yeah, everything else is pretty much the same as it used to be. We have a look at weapons. Weapons have been overhauled a little bit. We've got vibro swords, vibro blades, the axes I showed you up close. Energy shields look the same. There's a lot of like gloves here. I guess they're for droids for doing melee attacks. Lightsabers are here. Transition blade looks awesome. And then you've got like Han Solo's weapon, Yoda's lightsaber, Vader's lightsaber somewhere. And all the different rifles you can get and blasters. The weapon, like the ranged weapons, haven't really been overhauled that much. But here we go. New Star Wars Conquest Force menu. Let's have a look. So the way this works at the moment, it goes up to about level 5. Now I'm assuming that they're going to make kind of a quest system if you decide to go like a Force sensitive route. The highest you can go is level 5 even if you click this. And then you could learn the different abilities. That would be kind of cool though if you go through a quest line to actually become a Jedi or a Sith, or at least get Force powers. That would be kind of nice. So we're going to go to war with the Jawas here. And we'll fight them on Raxus Prime, why not?
Everyone is ready for battle.
Good old Raxus Prime. Home of the Sith Empire, if you ever watched my series. Although maybe this wasn't a good choice. I'm going to have all my troops just hold back at the moment. You can see down here at the UI, no force power chosen. So X will cycle through the different force powers. And Alt will actually trigger them. Now I just need to get over here without being killed. See if we can do that. The force powers are way cooler than before. Before they used to work as throwing weapons, kind of. With the exception of force choke. But here's force push. So, force push is like a big AoE push back, which looks awesome. If I switch over to force stun. Force stun kind of like... Yeah, let me see if I can push him back again. Force stun's very odd. Kind of freezes him in spot like that guy there. Can't move now. Force lightning. Force lightning works a bit better. Nice big AoE. Very powerful. And... force choke. single target now. Oh, but it has the same animation as before. It lifts them off the ground, they choke, they die. Single target rather than group, but it still works very well. I really love these new force powers. I can't wait to see them fully implemented. The force push looks amazing. Force lightning's a lot of fun. So yeah, I can't wait to see how they handle the Jedi and Sith when they get them implemented. But as I said, there's a lot of new stuff in this game, a lot of new assets. Overall, it's pretty much the same game, you know, just as every other mod is. It's Warband, but the changes they've made, if they can continue to update this mod, it's going to be amazing. I really want to do a campaign on it. I've already got so many lined up in my mind with how everything looks now. I want to do, like, you know, Imperial agents, mercenaries, that kind of thing. Like, all the armor sets look cool. I want to do a droid. I want to do all sorts. That's stuff I'm going to look at some point. Anyway, there are still changes to come on this game. The troop tree is going to be modified more. There's going to be more lore-based force power learning and recruitment of Jedi and Sith, and more force powers. There's going to be more assets, new quests. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming to this mod eventually. That's what the author has planned. Now, I've only just skimmed over most of this stuff, giving you a brief look at it. I really recommend you check it out. The link to it is listed in the description of this video. At the time of this video, they've released the mod itself and a follow-up patch, so make sure you install both. I will look to do future videos covering this game as it gets updated. But anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this, and hopefully I've shown you something interesting for you to check out. Thank you for watching. Take care, everyone. Until next time.